When we get an ultrasound of the abdomen done, many of us see this in the report: fatty liver.
It gets you thinking, what does that mean? What can you do for it, and will it get worse?
Well, studies have shown that Indians are more prone to fatty liver than our Western counterparts, with almost 1/3 of the Indian population having this condition.
So today, let's look into what is fatty liver and why does it happen. I'm Dr. Sonia Lal Gupta.
And I'm Dr. Sameer Gupta, and welcome to Doctors on Call. The liver is an important organ that has a multitude of functions, including digesting fats. It does this by secreting a chemical called bile into the intestines. Now, a normal healthy liver should have no or very little fat. Fatty liver occurs when there is accumulation of fats like triglycerides in the liver cells. Though this is usually seen in people who are overweight or obese, last year a study reported that some genes have been identified in Indians that double the risk of getting fatty liver. Now, there are two types of fatty liver disease: alcoholic fatty liver disease and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Alcoholic fatty liver disease can develop in people who consume alcohol. This is about 6 drinks a day in men and 4 drinks a day in women for about 10 years. Alcohol injures the liver cells, and regular use leads to long-lasting liver damage. Non-alcoholic liver disease is more frequently seen in people who are obese, in diabetics, high cholesterol, people who smoke. Some genes make people more prone to accumulation of fat even though they don't drink. The buildup of fat over time in the liver can lead to scarring of the cells. This damages the liver, causing liver failure, and can eventually lead to death.
Now, grade 1 fatty liver is what most people have, and it is usually discovered when an ultrasound is done. So the question is, what can you do for it in the early stages so it doesn't progress? To know more, we spoke to Dr. Nivedita Pandey, a senior gastroenterologist in New Delhi.
Fatty liver has become a very common diagnosis these days. Anybody who has had an ultrasound knows that they are given a diagnosis of fatty liver. It typically means excessive deposit of fat in the liver, and this is, in very literal terms, if you are obese and you get an ultrasound, you will probably have fatty liver. There are various grades of fatty liver. The earliest grade, which is grade 1, is characterized by deposition of fat in the liver that has so far not caused any damage. In literal terms, that's a reversible condition, and if you were to modify risk factors, you can prevent progression of disease. As the degree of deposit in the fat of fat in the liver and as the degree of inflammation in the liver increases, of course the fatty liver grade also increases and can ultimately lead to end-stage liver disease. So India is the diabetic capital of the world. We have the 3rd largest number of obese people, right after US and China. Fatty liver is a disease of lifestyle. So most prone people are those who are obese, predominantly abdominal or truncal obesity, people who have diabetes, people who have the metabolic syndrome, which is characterized by truncal obesity, abnormal lipid profile, which literally means they have high cholesterol, and abnormal blood glucose. The most important thing we need to do to prevent fatty liver is to make lifestyle changes, dietary modifications, and I really want to stress upon exercise here. It is not so much about avoiding carbohydrates in your diet or following any of the fad diets that are out there. It's a lot about exercising, and exercise is the single most important thing that you can do in your lifestyle to prevent getting fatty liver, and also once you have fatty liver, to prevent it from becoming a worse kind of liver disease, because exercise increases the sensitivity in your body to insulin, which is a very important factor that is required to prevent progression of liver disease. And we club fatty liver and its related diseases into a broad umbrella term called as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And what happens is, as the fat deposition in the liver increases, there is inflammation in the liver which results in a condition called as NASH, or non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, which over a period of time can progress to cirrhosis. Cirrhosis in layman terms is an end stage of liver disease, which usually either requires a liver transplant for complete cure, or it can result in various complications, including cancer of the liver. So prevention is possibly better than cure in this case.
Lifestyle modification is key in the early stages of fatty liver. So keep a watch on your diet and exercise regularly.
By making these lifestyle changes, not only are you protecting your liver, but also lowering your risk of having a heart attack or stroke.
See you next week on another episode of Doctors on Call. Take care.